manned space mission. Anyhow, I am not going to talk only about ISRO. I think I have decided I am not going to talk about ISRO. At least one slide, it is possible, I will add. That's all. Out of my 140 slides. Okay. I decided because you're all veterans of ISRO are there. So I don't want to repeat. But where are we in a global map at the same time? Fact is fact. Right. Man first orbited in 1961. We are in 1921. We are not at orbited. Indian has not orbited. But we are going to do it different. And much better. We are going to be unique in that sense also. Okay. That's right. Anyhow, it is a lot to see than to hear. Okay, lot to see. Don't switch off your camera. There are a lot of things to see. So, history of manned space mission. Of course, it is today coincide with the Teachers' Day also. So, I have two gurus. One is Dr. A.B.J. Abdul Kalam, which I followed him from his high school days. I am also from Raveswaram, happened to live and followed same college, same MIT. Of course, he didn't IIT. I attended IIT, Karakoram. Okay, so I am closely following all of his family members. I have seen him from my young age, but not him. He is not available. Another one is Dr. MGR, who was the ex-chief minister of Tamil Nadu. I know how to humanism from MGR, how to give from MGR, how to study from Dr. Kalam. These are two teachers are in my life. Okay, let us lift off with all the things. The space exploration or anything, it contains four components. Is a development of launch vehicle or development of spacecraft or modules, at the same time astronaut, and we have to visit to other planets and everything. But now we are concentrating on human spaceflight. So all the components are the space exploration in any country. Our first Sputnik satellite. Now we are planning to 3-layer planning is there. We are going to International Space Station, which was not there at those time, only just orbiting International Space Station. Going to Moon, Aditya mission, asteroid, and to Mars, and beyond Jupiter, satellite of Jupiter. So this is in a perspective way we are our exploration, space exploration is varying, and astronauts are going to go all these places in the future. Right. So that way we have developed a lot of launch vehicles. Doesn't matter. But the space age can be split into space age 1 and space age 2. The space age 1, which was contained the early programs, manned missions, can be grouped into the olden times, up to International Space Station, we can say, or up to Space Shuttle. Right, the Vostok program, Cosmonauts program, and Project Mercury from America, and the North American Leave the plans, Vostok program again in USSR, Project Gemini, Soyuz program, Apollo program, Space Shuttle. Now it has come to the SpaceX and Blue Origin program and the SLS program by NASA. Okay, so these are the old space missions were there. Don't worry. So second new age, we are concentrating on SpaceX and Blue Origin, and most of them are suborbital and they are going to only International Space Station. But NASA is developing another huge rocket after Saturn V, that SLS, Space Launch System. They have started to go to Moon and Mars and return. Returning back is more important in the space. Okay, then parallelly Chinese, they have their own program. They are going to build their International Space Station. And after US and USSR and US, the third country which have the human orbital flight is only China. And we are going to be the fourth if we are the Gaganyaan soon. Right. These were the latest people who are the modern age space missions. Anyhow, the space mission not started without theory. There is a lot of theory government in public art principle. In 18th century, we have started, right? And one of the lonely legend, we have to salute our gurus of rocketry. That is lonely legend is Constantine, even that he has given the principle of staging as well as the rocket equation, what we have for the delta velocity, which we even apply in any rocket. Delta V is equal to G into ISP into logarithm of M0 by M1. So that is the rocket equation. He is a guru for that. He was a lonely and a deaf man who spent all of his time in library and laboratory, and who really was them to go to Mars and everything. He's the first guru. So he is the first teacher, we can say. Okay. So he is the first teacher. backup. Okay. Next one is a liquid propellant guru, Goddard. Even Goddard Space Center is NASA also there. He's the first man who is a guru of liquid propellant. Right. He has a number of patent, 236 patent of his age. When he was there, he was having 236 patents. And he's a Goddard. Even the rocketry has gone from Goddard to German and German to again to USA through Werner von Braun. That's what I think. Because they will, any doubt is there, ask Robert. He was asking a $50,000 for his fund, but he was not given at the time. After his death, his widow wife was given 1 lakh fund for not forgetting her husband. What for? So this is what he is the man who first made the US rocket. Yeah, there was a lot of discussion in the Senate of US when the Russians are doing everything first. Why not America? They finally found what is the wrong in our system, in the American system. It's the finance system, transport system, or what else our political system. And finally they find they put the blame on educational system. So education system is not good. That's why we cannot rocket launch. So develop the education system. I am from education system. I am also a professor for 17 years. 17 years ISRO, 17 years as a teacher, and 7 years as a work in the company in the Gulf and Africa and other regions. Okay, I established 3 departments as you said, aeronautic department. I talk on behalf of professor side. Right, the rockets and everything they published in 1919 itself. Right, he's the first man of the who raised the lab with a liquid propellant rocket, which is the father of all the things. It is stand 1982. You can see that liquid propellant rocket stand. At the time, we can compare it with our PSLV. You have seen all the PSLV stand, launch pad, and everything. The previous slides, previous speaker. But let us see what is the first launch pad of a rocket, liquid rocket engine. Right, and here is an interesting man. You can see one of the men standing here as an internship in one of the rocket society club in German. Okay, rocket lab in 1927. He is a man who was taking his internship here, who is a man after that became a big giant. We will discuss in the coming slide. Right? So, okay, most of the people would not be knowing this guru. He is a man who designed the rocket for all the USSR launch vehicle till his death. He was a man who first put the first satellite, first man in the orbit, first woman in the orbit, first crew in the orbit, first man who was the spacewalk, everything. The peculiarity is he is a prisoner in USSR. USSR at the time, anybody can be prisoner for political reasons. He was a prisoner. He used to come out of the jail and launch the rocket and again go to the jail. This is a patriotism. This is what the young student must remember. What is passion for? He was a passion for the rocket. You can see that photograph. It's a very decent photograph. It is a photograph the prisoner used to take sideways, side bows and elevation and front. Okay, you see that. He was a prisoner for your reason. He's a guru of the Soviet, even Soyuz, all his rockets, you can see, is the first man with the Yuri Gagarin and everything, all are okay. After launch, you get to go to the jail. This is a rocket he developed, which launched all the things. He developed a lot of things, which put Sputnik, Vostok 1, Voskhod, and Soyuz, everything still in operation. That you would appreciate his genius. He was known as chief designer. His name was told outside. He was called as chief designer till his death. Not his name was not known. The first is a being or human being or the animal went is the Laika is the first. So before monkey, we send the Laika in the flight, first flight. You can see the expression of the astronaut and the monkey almost the same. In the space, all are same, not in the earth. So this is the first man who who has done is Yuri Gagarin. It is 34 years. He was honorary foundry man, and he spent only, he's a colonel in the Air Force. Lot of students asking nowadays, there is a standard question. I am attending at least some 200 webinar in this 1.5 years because thanks to COVID. What to do inside the room? So give the webinar back. All the people are asking how to become an astronaut. All the young want to become an astronaut, welcome. But astronaut, you must work in Air Force. That's why you can see that in the Air Force. But only one flight, 1 hour 48 minutes is the first flight. But at the same time, 1 hour 48, 108 minutes. That's all. He spent in flight. That is the only space experience of 34 years, and only one flight. He became a legend. He became a story, right? He became a legend. Still the first man who went into orbit by USSR. But unfortunately, he died in an aircraft accident when he was flying aircraft. And Yuri Gagarin was selected because he was 5.4 tall and 64 kg, I think. So at that time, the weight matters much in the capsule. So one of the reasons was selected is he was less tall and less weight. Okay, slim is space. You can see the reception of the Yuri Gagarin, but everything is okay. But if you can note this lady in the white scarf is a daughter of the Prime Minister. Can you imagine? Any prime in our country, any Prime Minister daughter will be done like that. Of course, our Prime Minister doesn't have a daughter, that is different. But any Prime Minister daughter will stand like this in the crowd and see a hero of space. So space is the hero. Remember. So to challenge, as he told, everything USSR are doing. What America will do. When Uncle Sam is doing, what John is doing, why will not be? So that is a question. They started with the Mercury program. It is a project Mercury. That is the first manned flight from United States. 7 people are selected. 7, Freedom 7. Right? There is a lot of stuff. All right. There was a book also. United States. They went by this many Gemini vehicles were they're all Faith, Freedom, Sigma, whatever the name. The function is the same. It goes to launch the orbits. These many rockets were launched. Right. The first man to answer is Alan Shepard. Remember, Alan Shepard also again a Navy person. His time was only 9 days. He was in space. And EVA means extravehicular activities. He must come out of the spaceship and walk or something. That is called the extravehicular activities. Here you can particularly see he done only the suborbital flight, not the orbital flight. So we cannot equal to Yuri Gagarin. He is only made a suborbital flight. And the peculiarity is he was fit, Mercury in the red zone, and he is ready to go in Apollo 14 also. So he's like internship in Mercury and taken, and Apollo 14 also he joined. So he has 2 flights. He was there, 74 days to travel into space. So he made a suborbital flight. What is orbital flight, suborbital flight? So far, we have discussed all the orbital flight. So which orbit the air. Suborbital will not go, it will go and come. Even the Blue Origin, everything they are doing that only. Virgin Galactic also doing that only. So it is the orbital flight. Who did the orbital flight? See, he's got Alan Shepard trying to come out of that but the Gemini ship. Then the Mercury. You can see the 7 people who became legends afterwards. They have participated in Apollo program. Mercury program is a training pad for Apollo program. Right? Grissom is one of the important person who was a person to died in the accident, Apollo 1. Right? This is a Gemini vehicle. You can see there are at least the Gemini program or total 19 launches. 2 was uncrewed, 7 target vehicle and 10 crewed missions it was having. Carried 2 astronauts to each orbit. See, Mercury was 1 astronaut, Gemini was 2 astronauts, Apollo was 3 astronauts, Space Shuttle was 7 astronauts. Okay, so this is a number of astronauts also more important. Right? You can see 1961 to 1967 happily Mercury program and Gemini program, all the things was this one. You can see some other people, you can kiss some. John Flynn, who is a man who orbited the Earth the first time. Cooper, Grissom, who died in the accident. Again, all these people are, even you can see Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, also a Gemini player. Neil Armstrong is a Gemini 8 he was flying. So it is not that first time he went by Apollo. Most of all the Apollo astronauts, 3 people has gone already by Gemini. Then only they come to Apollo. It is a training, that the internship they have taken and joined the job with Apollo. Right. So the Gemini program, you can see that the module. You can see the Buzz Aldrin standing here in the Gemini program testing time. Gemini 1 was the first, and 2 people can fly in the Gemini program. You can say, then comes Valentina Tereshkova, first lady in the space who orbited. We would appreciate as a because it is on 1963 year flight. He is the first woman to orbit the Earth in Vostok. He completed 48 orbit in 72 hours. 3 days he was in the orbit. We have planned 7 days, 4 people or 3 people. Gaganyaan has planned 3 days, 3 people in 7 days. That is a unique achievement, going to be a unique achievement. Why it is 71 hours? And it is equal to all the astronauts you had, American and cosmonaut you added. That many hours he has completed one single lady. Right? She proved lady is always powerful in space and earth also. Right? This is a Yuri Gagarin Manda. It's called Yuri Gagarin skirt. So he was selected for 420 application just because he's a diving champion. He was a diving champion. Because at those time, astronaut cannot land on the sea. So now you can see in the documentary everything, one ship will go and recover all the astronauts from the sea after landing from the mission. But it is not so. At that time, the astronaut has to dive in a skydive and land. Okay. So he was selected because of his skydive passion. Right? He is not a pilot, but then a prime minister recommended him. So he was a problem in the space, and one is his toothpaste was not given. The brush was not put in his personal this one, but there is not a problem because nobody is going to be nearby. He is alone. The lady is alone, so why he brush or not, we don't worry. Right? But he was saying another problem, that is control software. This is a major problem. Even at that time also, there was a control problem was there. The software was done like that. He is going away from the earth instead of coming towards the earth. As a lonely lady orbiting at that orbit at that speed, at that altitude, he has corrected manually the software program and come back. That is the patient. That is the hard work. So following that, US Sally Ride was the first woman, but it is after 18 years after USSR, after Valiant telescope. Now you can understand the importance of VT. After the US want to repeat, they will do it after 18 years. Right? These are the ladies who sent by various people, right? Expected and 2000 application in 1992. First neurologist in the board. All right, you can see that Sally Ride, first American. So our space people are there. But first 10 flights you can see by USSR, then US, Alan Shepard, Grissom, again suborbital flight. So again, Ditto was the first entire day in the orbit. He was only one orbit. Another USSR has done this. One day in the orbit. Robert Klein is the first man to orbit, first US astronaut to orbit the Earth. Like that, there are a lot of things was done. So completely the record is going, number of orbit is going up and up. So the technology improves. So these are the first slide. Whenever don't strain your eyes to read it. So our next man is the Doctor of Space, Dr. Vikram, Werner von Braun. He is a man. Actually, he is also a prisoner to America. He was working for German in his for the V2 rocket. It's called Vengeance 2 rocket, which was shot at England during the World War around some 8,500 times. His missiles has gone. First missile to pass the Transon Mach number 1. So he was just a man who was working in German, arrested by the American Army and brought to NASA to work for the Apollo rocket. That is a moon rocket. So the model, you can see that the model itself was very high. It hit the roof. They have broken the roof and put the model. That's what people tell. That money is there. That much huge is a rocket, right? He's a pioneer of the Elon Musk who want to go to Mars, right? You can see that. See the same design and the design of Musk here. Almost all everything ditto. You can see the man also comparison here, and here also you can see the man. So this was a Van Braun called Project Mars. So he's a pioneer. He's a guru. You can salute him. Our group are SLV. Everybody knows that. And the development in SLV, TSLV, GSLV, everything we have done following him. But there is a man came, there is a president, yes, 1961. He announced, we choose moon to go for moon. Remember, at that time, US has an experience of only 5. Alan Shepard has gone to the Shepard. Only 1 astronaut has gone to space. But Kennedy was telling we will go to moon. At the same time, USSR was having a lot of experience than America. So that's what you have doesn't matter. What you aim matters. You may not be having very little in your hand now, but you must imagine as if you have everything in the hand, all the world is in your hand. Okay, there is a lesson from Colonel. Choose. This is a rocket, which when is a Mammoth rocket, it's a powerful rocket ever built even now still. This is Apollo 17, Apollo 17, Apollo 4 to 17. This is except Apollo 13, everything was successful. Apollo 11 to 17, they landed on the moon. This is a moon rocket from Apollo 11 to Apollo 17. Apollo 13 was a failure, but it made a record. Why? So we can see that there are various missions for Apollo Earth orbit. Only the manned mission cost from 11, Apollo 11 only. So 3 people can go. So total 3 people. So one is one will be in the season. So 3 people in the command and service model. And lunar model will land on the moon. Only 2 people will land on the moon for every flight. One fellow will be rounding the moon, orbiting the moon. So the 2 people. So out of 7, it must be 14. But the problem is when Apollo 13 failure, 6 to 12 so far, 12 people only landed on the moon in 1972. I think last flight. Even now 2022 is raining. Still only 12 people have landed on the moon. Neil Armstrong, one of the guru, and is a motivator, mentor, and he is a man who aeronautical engineering, BS from Brunei University from MS. He is a Navy. He 8 days only he spent. He has gone, as he told, he gone in Gemini as well as in Apollo. After Apollo, he stopped going, and he is a man. He got the driving license. He got the pilot license before the driving license in his life. So you must note, the patient is more important. Either you drive a car or you pilot, you must be excellent. Because of your driving ability only, the Apollo 11, the first moon landing, landed in a correct place. As per the program, it was supposed to be a heap of mountains and rocks. But because of his ability, maneuvering ability, he landed on the correct space. He is up to 82 years old. He only that man who made it. And he joined as a professor, like me. And he only designed the flight dynamics course, applied flight dynamics course. He designed the syllabus. Okay. So he has died as a professor. You can see Gemini is floating on the water and practicing in the Gemini times. Next is everybody known Buzz Aldrin. Again, a mechanical and aeronautical and an Air Force man. Time 12 days only. He also went by Gemini and Apollo missions. Buzz Aldrin still there. Old. Right? Michael Collins recently expired. Right? He's not present. He recently expired. 19 again. He is a man who was in the CSM Luna module. He never landed on the moon. Remember, he is also Gemini astronaut and Apollo astronaut. So all the Apollo astronaut has taken already practice in Gemini. You can see the moon landing seen by a president in the crowd. Right? First Earthrise from moon. First land on the moon. Approximately all the photos are taken by Neil Armstrong. There is no photo of Neil Armstrong in the moon, except the reflection here, and only one photo is there. All the photos are Buzz Aldrin, because the camera was with the Neil Armstrong. They left the family in the earth, and they remember the family in the moon. They put the photograph of the family photograph on the moon. Right? Apollo 16, 17, Charles Duke. Right? Is an excellent 1984. It is mad. Okay, without rudder, the astronaut used to fly. He was maneuvering in the space with the jet. So there I was telling Apollo 13 was a failure. Right? Why? At close, it is close to moon 2 lakhs kilometers were going. There was a problem in the tank. One of the fuel tanks, it was a problem. So they contacted Houston back. And this one is Houston back. And he told Houston, there is a problem. And there is a movie also. This is a famous statement. Houston, we have a problem. And the command CAPS communicator. CAP communicator means who can communicate from the earth to the capsule in the space. They have done a very good job. You can see the Apollo 13, the movie, what they have done in a big thing. And they have demonstrated what they must do in the space. So with that, they have returned back. In this project, they have made a record. The Apollo 13 is a model which went the furthest away from the Earth. because it went to the other side of the moon and by the orbit. So it didn't land on the moon, but orbit the moon and took the astronaut furthest from the Earth. That is a record still now, and returned back very safely to the Earth. See, this is a group. Every three people I told you in this age, right? Non 71, right? 572. The first man land on the moon is. Everybody will answer Neil Armstrong. Who is the last man to leave the moon? Please find out. I can give you a clue. He's a junior of Neil Armstrong in the college, and the classmate of his wife. Right? He's the last man to leave the moon. After that, nobody has gone. 1972, 50 years over. Still, the record is record. So it is not very easy to be in the space. I am telling you, there is a big 100 slides are there. What is called space environment? There is a microgravity. Gravity is less. Your bone mass and everything will come. You will have space syndrome. You will lose your bone mass, muscle bond, and everything. And moreover, your blood will go to your head. You have a puffy cheek, but a bad leg. I mean, your leg will become smaller, right? And radiation hazard is there. Micromade, anytime it can hit you. Vacuum, gravity. So all these things will happen you. And Scott Kelly, who made a record by saying 1 year in space, when he come back, he couldn't even talk to his, he couldn't talk. He couldn't walk to his bedroom, but that was a condition. Excuse me. See, this was a space shuttle. Then comes, these are the vehicles which have, which is the US serial. So first of the moon, USSR is out from the race. Only Apollo, then comes space shuttle. And space shuttle also, 2011 it is stopped. Right? What is the mission duration? Apollo 11 was 8 days. You can see that Apollo 10, only the 10 days Apollo 17. Okay. This is the highest mission. Who is the man that walked on the moon are alive at that time? Now one more also has gone. Brother Collins also has gone. Right? These are the people who walked on the moon. At that time, there are some losses of life in the space also. One of the astronauts, Vladimir Gumarov. He died in the first accident in the space, died. The man who first expired. He got Alexei now, the first human to conduct the spacewalk. No more now. The last of astronauts, Apollo 1. See, the main problem is they didn't die in flight. The irony is there. They were died when they are testing a model in the ground, in the NASA launch pad itself. Because one of the reasons they are repairing, there was a loose wire on the floor of the model. It got fired. So all the people, they sealed the door. It cannot be open outside. It cannot go open inside. They couldn't do it. And they have all three died in the accident. That's why, to honor them, it is given as Apollo 1. Apollo 1 never see the flight. It killed the scientists. This is the first accident in space in the US in the Apollo. Right? These are the Yuri Gagarin. These are first 10 astronauts we have done by USSR and the ES. You can see that John Green, first orbit the Earth. What is they studied? All are studying. Everybody, there is a standard question now. What are you to study if you want to be an astronaut? Okay, sorry. You have to study military science, mechanical, but you have to be a pilot or Navy and Air Force or an Army. That is the question. Even now, Gaganyaan also, we are selecting pilots only. Again, there are a lot of people, side aeronautical, military science, electrical, geology, even electrical engineering. But they are they served in the Army or Navy or in the Air Force. That's the only thing. Out of only 6 people only, right, driven in another world. Because all the people walked only. So some of them drone the rover. Out of this astronaut, only 6 people only so far driven a vehicle in the other, not in the other than here. Yeah, moon is not here. Only rovers are now rover. The achievement is done. Like that, Miller also 1995 developed a spacecraft. You can see the Barlow. the space shuttle. Then comes space shuttle. 1981, exactly when we made our SLV successful, within the year, there is a space shuttle is launched. Right? Is a gateway to India. But space shuttle went to take the people to the International Space Station and land back. It is not orbiting. Remember, space shuttle was designed to take the 7 people. There may be astronaut or astronaut, there may be a civilian people also. That is a uniqueness of the space shuttle. So it will take the people to the International Space Station. That's all. It will talk with the International Space Station and leave the people there and come down and land as a ordinary plane. And landing, it has to come down from 28,000 kilometers per hour to 360 kilometers per hour as a ordinary plane. Right? Launches by vehicle, you can see that there are space shuttle is not one. There are 6 versions are there. Each one is more launches are done by Discovery, then Atlantis. You can see that. So there is a different number of launches for different number of vehicles, and there are 2 accidents. Right, space shuttle. Right, see that they are weightlessness and they can doing all the thing in the ISS, which is orbiting. So always it is fully occupied from the ISS. There will be astronauts there. Is the latest is a Dragon 2 astronaut. You can remember those who went by SpaceX, and they come by Soyuz. ESS are cosmonauts. These are cosmonauts. These are astronauts. These SpaceX uniform, you can see that. Right, they have been. So from 1981 to 2001, 135 missions were taken, and there were 2 accidents. But that the longest orbital flight was 80. SES-80, 17 days, 15 hours. Shortest was 13 seconds, which burn out and broken into pieces just because of a O-ring failure. How the O-ring failure has happened? It is from the foam, right, which is covered. That foam has fallen down. It's a size suitcase. It is usual. The foam will fall down, and by the way of falling down, it hits some part of the space shuttle while ascending. It is usual from the launch pad. But this time, it is very unfortunate. It hit, right? It hit one of this one leading edge and make a hole. And it was told to the control center, yes, any problem will be there. So they told, no, it will not be a problem. It is usual. It will come back. And there's no time also. They were raw green shuttle and come back, returning only. Kalpana Chawla and other people banned out. 7 people. In this, O-ring was a failure because of the temperature. And there was also engineering ethics involved. That was prepared, but the O-ring was not designed to operate at the low temperature. That time, low temperature was very low. It was told by the company. I forget the company who made that O-ring reporter, but people were not listening. So it must be informed to the astronaut. It is not also not informed to the astronaut. Sorry, astronaut inside. So that failure has happened. So 7 plus 7, 14 people died. 2011, they stopped the flight. Right? But who are the people? A lot of people. Who are the people with the longer time? Right? It is. You can see that 878 days. They were in the more in space. Becky Whitson, a famous woman now, and look, you can see that they are all 360 days, 870 days in space. But still, our Indian has to go one day. You can see that by nationality, you can get with the statistics. A lot of statistics are available. I will run through 204 days, 42 days, like that, each country. Right? Kalpana Chawla for India for 31 days before that accident. So like that, if we can, like that, it will come to even one day, finally, you can see that from UAE. UAE also person has gone. Right? Because of the International Space Station, lot of people became astronauts. Because they have traveled by the vehicle and reached the ISS. By going to the ISS, it's $60 million per seat. If we give you tomorrow, you can go. Anybody want to go to ISS? He can easily become an astronaut. You can climb. I am the first Indian before ISRO. I am the first Indian who went to the space. Anybody want the fortunate? Please contact me. 7 days, right? So this is the last astronaut in the 51. This was a O-ring failure. It happened. 7 people died. See the years. One of them is a teacher, I think, like me. Next one was CS 107. Almost near January, like that it happened. You can see that Kalpana Chawla, 41 years, they died. So 7 plus 4, 14. So it decided to stop this one. So this was the launches per year. And it is Apollo launches and the number of space shuttle launches, you can see that. So launches are becoming more and more as we grow. Manned missions are more and more. And NASA budget, as you can see that, the space, sorry, the private participation in the launch is coming up. This is one of the encouraging signs. It is all government ones, military, civilian, US military and everything. But now the green is the SpaceX and other people. Private people are coming up. Private people launches are coming up, going up. It's going to be increased also to reach the International Space Station. Mostly all our flights now concern to International Space Station, except NASA SLS, they plan to go to Moon and Mars. All the Dragon, SpaceX, Dragon 2, all the missions are to the International Space Station only. Right? I told you. So this is why the death was in this one. How it happened, the O-ring failure happened. So this is why you can see that how many people, some of the people, 19 hours they spent. 280 years. It was in the 209, but it has to be updated. So who are the people who in the space record? You can see that continuously. Scott Kelly, 520. And Becky Whitson has broken the record recently, 665. And Scott Kelly has written a book called Endurance. Everybody has to read if you want to understand what is our living in ISS. Endurance. Okay, this is one of my favorite books. It was given by him when I visited US. Okay, one of the book everybody must read. It is called Endurance. How to live in ISS for 1 year. He has written what are the space environment, what are the peculiarities he experienced. But after, right? The countries in space, only Russia and USA, 28,000 days, 21,000 days. Then comes ESA, European Space Agency, then Japan, then Italy, because of that ISS, Germany, come down, right? Sorry. South Africa, 9.8 days, Malaysia, Ukraine, everybody has gone. Because of the International Space Station go, you will become a time in space, right? India is a country which didn't go to International Space Station because we are going to build our own International Space Station, right? So recently, who are the people there, we can easily see that. So all the projects are high value projects. That's the reason why we cannot, just like that, we cannot man program. Ours is Gaganyaan. Mercury is 2.25 billion at the time itself. Gemini is 7.6 billion. Apollo is 153 billion. Space Shuttle is 129 billion. So somebody will be innovative and reduce the cost of the launching and all the things, then only we can go to the space. So the innovation must go low cost launching to the moon or low cost launching to the orbit, low cost launching to the moon or International Space Station, then moon, then Mars, then Jupiter and everything. So all the young people brain try to work out a low cost launching. That is necessary for that now. So now Space Age 2, the 3 people enders, Blue Origin, SpaceX, and Virgin Galactic, right? So they have the Space Age, and Space Age, they have following a principle called reusability, right? Reusable rockets. This is what they have come. The reusability principle is now being followed, and they are deciding they are reducing the cost. One of the way reusable, right? If you compare the vehicle now from Soyuz to our vehicle and everything, the same launch pad at NASA, you can see that SpaceX Thorax is the tallest next to Saturn. Right, Blue Origin, New Green, actually named all New Green, New Shepard, all the names from Alan Shepard and Green who have done. So you naming after this. It is a suborbital flight. It is for space tourism mainly. This is also suborbital, but SpaceX. But there is a competitor is there. He is called Boeing Starliner. So the contract is given by NASA to both the people to take the astronaut or cosmonaut to the International Space Station is by SpaceX and Starliner, Boeing, ULA. So he has proved, SpaceX has proved, right? The great rocket race is going on. along with the government, is space private companies are entered. Lot of space startups are coming. I myself a advisor for at least 3 startups for making rocket parallel to ISRO. Right? First commercial flight. This is your demo to Dragon mission, which will reach the ISS. Right? Don't tell people you are for your plans. Okay. Right? 2 billionaires, 2 organization, 1 goal, 1 year they are going to land on Mars and this is a way. William, SpaceX former leader of NASA human space mission was there. Like that, all the ISRO people are there in one startup or another. Sky route and everything. So the technology has improved. You can see the space suit and the helmet used in DM2. Right. People who are these people are the latest modern astronauts. In the blue, it is called SpaceX. Right. SpaceX astronaut. These people, I told you, these are Boeing astronaut. These 2 people are competing to take this human to the International Space Station. SpaceX has proved by its flight, but Boeing ULA is not yet proved. It's a failure. They have postponed recently also. So Sridhar Williams has to wait because he joined the Boeing. If in the SpaceX, he must have gone through the ISS already. Okay, right? All the people assembled well, Virgin Galactic. Okay. So then and now, the orange, now it is in a AI-based shooting, AI-based cockpit now. It is not artificial, it is not, no, it's the technology has improved. Same flows in different orange and this one, you can see that. The cockpits are different. So the students must apply AI in aerospace is one of my favorite topic. I used to do how to apply artificial intelligence in aerospace. That is my separate topic, right? It has been selected NASA Human Exploration Operation Mission Directorate. Woman is powerful again. Okay, so the space flight. Here it is lot of most of the time in space. A lot of people are making record. Human space flight is making record. From one orbit of Yuri Gagarin, we have reached this one flight. The time is not there. Otherwise, I can discuss everything in detail. But you will all be sleeping. Right? Becky Whitson, maximum number of time, 60 years old. Right? Space tourism. These are the people, not astronauts. They went as a tour to the space. Soon, don't worry, IB will be there in International Space Station. Industrial visit will be there. Your internship will be there in ISS. I will see that blessing. Okay, that is the future. All our students are going to International Space Station for our Indian ISS means Indian Space Station. We are going for an internship and even to visit the moon. So these 2 people has gone, let them go. Is a Blue Origin, which is a suborbital flight again, right? Jeff Bezos, Amazon. Okay, this Amazon, after selling all the things to us, he finally bought this rocket and enjoying. And we are also going. We can see all of my junior, almost all the directors are my junior. Sivan is my junior in my college in the VSSC. And Amarnath and our Narayanan was my student. I took maths for him in the AME. So when I was a teacher, Mr. Annamalai, all the things I can see, I can remember the principal. Okay, thank you. We will see in Gaganyaan. We are planning different. Even though we are going 60, 50 years late, we are going to be in 7 days, 3 or 4 people, which is going to be a world record. So let us wait for the record. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for listening. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.